Hello, my name is Mary Angela Saavedra. I'm the director of the Center on the Hill, and it is time for the answers to rounds 1 through 4 of Quizzle and Scatterbrainz. Although I can't really give you the answers to Scatterbrainz, but we'll see how it goes. If you've been playing along, we have 4 rounds, and I said every 4 rounds I'll be giving you the answers. So if you have been keeping track, or if you just want to watch and see what the answers were, here we go. Round 1, Quizzle questions were, which of the following statements is false? A group of kangaroos is called a mob, a group of whales is called a pod, a group of cats is called a clowder, or a group of bison is called a keg. If you answered D, D is false. A group of bison is not called a keg. Be interesting if it was. Question 2. Which of the following is not an actual real phobia or fear? Is it black navel phobia, the fear of being sucked into the gravitational pull of your belly button? I highly suspect that's the one that's not really a phobia, but I'll move on. Is it allophobia, the fear of flutes? Is it geniophobia, the fear of chins? Or is it helminthophobia, the fear of being infested with worms? Yes, A. A is definitely false. Black navel phobia is not a thing. Question 3. What color is blue? Don't think too hard on this. It's blue. And question 4, how many of the following stars were never cast as members of the Mickey Mouse Club? And I gave you a few. Was it Britney Spears, Brandy, Christina Aguilera, Willie the Talking Cheese Biscuit? Was unaware he was a star, but okay. Avril Lavigne or Justin Timberlake? Well, the answer is 3. 3 of those people were not on the Mickey Mouse Club. It was Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake were the only cast members on the Mickey Mouse Club, so of that list. So if you said Brandy and Willie the Talking Cheese Biscuit and Avril Lavigne were not on the Mickey Mouse Club, you were correct. Our Scatterbrainz categories were places where you commonly whisper and romantic comedy movies. So you can list as many of those as you can think of, and every correct one gets you a point, but just some off the top of my head, places where you whisper: libraries, churches, weddings, restaurants sometimes, if it's like really quiet in the restaurant. Romantic comedy movies, oh gosh, Notting Hill, Pretty Woman. I've been watching a lot of Julia Roberts movies, if you can't tell. Sweet Home Alabama, so many. I have a lot. I could go on, but you get the idea. That was round 1. Round 2, Quizzle questions. Let's see. We have name 5 things that begin with the letter Q. Queen, quill, quote. I guess quote really isn't a thing. Is a quote a thing? Question mark? That's a thing. Just name 5 of them, and it's right. Question 2, true or false? Chickens and beavers have a particular thing in common. They both chew on muddy bark during the months of August and December. No, that's completely untrue. Super false. Question 3. Which of the following countries eats more macaroni and cheese than any in the world? Is it the USA? Is it Canada? Is it Finland? Is it South America? Well, the answer is B, Canada. Canada eats more macaroni and cheese than the US. Who knew? Never would have guessed that. And question 4, round 2, was which of the following is not a letter used in the language of native Hawaiians? Is it W, L, K, D, or M? It's actually the letter D. You will not find the letter D in the language of native Hawaiians. Our 2 Scatterbrainz categories were parts of the body that a person may lose during their lifetime and still be alive. I have lost a couple. One of them was my gallbladder, and I'm still here. You could also lose a kidney, only one, can't lose both, and part of your liver, your tonsils. I could keep going, but there's a lot of things you could lose and still live. 1 point for every correct answer you gave. And names of movie directors. Ooh, Steven Spielberg. Why is it when I'm put on the spot like that, I can only think of like 2 people? Oh my gosh. Martin Scorsese has directed. Penny Marshall, Gary Marshall. Lots of directors. Every correct answer gives you a point. Question 3. I'm sorry. Round 3. Quizzle questions. Here we go. Which of the following books was written by C.S. Lewis? Is it The Hobbit, Spatula Collecting, A Guide for Troubled Teens. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Using Your Left Hand to Do What Your Right Hand Won't. Well, there's really only two possible answers that are even close. And if you said The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you were correct because it was Tolkien who wrote The Hobbit. Question 2. What are the 3 ingredients in Tabasco sauce? I did not know this, and this was fun to learn. The 3 ingredients of Tabasco sauce are vinegar, red peppers, and salt. Thought there was more to it, but who knew? Question 3. How far can a dog run into the woods? I love these riddle questions. Well, these are pretty standard. Halfway, because after that, he's running out of the woods. And question 4 of round 3 is, which of the following animals can last the longest without water? Is it a rat, a dolphin, a camel, a ferret, or a chicken? This was confusing. I totally thought it was a camel, but you know what? It's not. A rat can actually last the longest without water. And the Scatterbrainz topics were things you accidentally throw away that you dig in the trash to recover. Those would be things like a contact lens. I mean, even though I'm not sure I'd put it back in my eye, I hate throwing those away. I once dug in the trash to get my retainer back because I accidentally threw that away after I had braces. A receipt. Sometimes I've thrown a receipt away that I really needed. I have to go get it. Second topic were words that begin with the letter Z. Zebra, zealot. Zealot? Spelled with a Z? Now I'm questioning that. Zigzag. Zoo. I could go on. Every correct one gets you a point. And finally, round 4, Quizzle and Scatterbrainz, which was last week. Our Quizzle questions were, I mixed them up. Hope these were in the right order. Let's try this. How many keys are on a grand piano? Is it 88, 96, 44, or 12? This should be fairly easy if you know anything about pianos. It's 88 keys. 88 keys. I've always remembered that. My grandma taught it to me when I was little. Stuck with me. Question 2. True or false? Mr. Potato Head has received a Presidential Sports Award from the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. This seems like a ridiculous question. I remember thinking, this is a ridiculous question. But in all actuality, it's true. Mr. Potato Head received this award in 1987, probably to get kids more excited about doing those tests for physical fitness for the Presidential Fitness Award. Question 3. How many bones are in the human body? Is it 97, 206, 398, 1,455,334, or 12? Well, a couple of those we can immediately rule off this list. I was pretty sure it wasn't 1,455,333 or 12. And that left me with 97, which also still seems on the small side, and it was between 206 and 398. I guess 398, but I was actually incorrect. It is 206. There are 206 bones in the human body. And finally, question 4, which of the following statements is false? During his or her lifetime, the average human will grow 590 miles of hair. B, the human brain stops growing in size at age 9. And C, your thumb is the same length as your nose. Well, it's actually B. B is the only false statement there. The human brain stops growing roughly around the age of 18, which means I will grow 590 miles of hair in my lifetime, and my thumb is the same size as my nose. Go figure. All right, the Scatterbrainz topics from last week were, let's see if I can hear there, was to name U.S. presidents. I was thinking things like Roosevelt, both of them, Kennedy, Lincoln, Tyler, Harrison, Adams, Jefferson, Washington, of course, Eisenhower, Carter, Ford, Nixon, Reagan, Bush 1 and Bush 2, Clinton, and Obama. Those were all just kind of like the easy ones. Then I could start digging back really far. Wasn't Taft a president? I think there was a Taft and maybe a Grant. I have to look it up. I'm not as great on my U.S. presidents as I was probably when I had to memorize them in 8th grade for a test. The other topic was signs found on the inside of a plane. Well, like a lot of them don't have words, but there's like the symbol for no smoking, and there's like the symbol for the restroom, and the symbol for like the call button. Emergency exit is always a sign you see on a plane. Fasten your seatbelt. That's a sign. That's always there. Sometimes the name or like the company of the plane, you know, like if it's American Airlines or American Eagle or whatever, those are signs that are sometimes inside the plane. Maybe. Definitely the signs that tell you what seat you're going to. Anyway, I could go on. Every correct answer gives you a point. So those were our questions and answers for rounds 1 through 4 of Quizzle and Scatterbrainz. New rounds start today, so stay tuned and keep playing. Round 5 will be posted later. Have a great day.